we did. You see a sturdy door set in a stone arch in the middle of the room. The location seems rather odd, to put it mildly. Attached to the door is a tidy little metal bell with a braided pull. You see spells enshrouded both the door and bell. Judging by the nature of the spells, they belong to the conjuration school. This is an ordinary door. Judging by the intricate carvings on the door, it's of elvish make. The bell also appears quite unremarkable, though the bell pull is covered in an ornate pattern. There's nothing unusual. Here we go. The door swings open, and an ephemeral form appears in the opening. It looks like a soap bubble. On the other side of the door, you can just make out a hazy interior of a small, trinket-filled room, the typical ambience of Golarion Inn. Oh, it's the storyteller. Why is he looking around? Clutching the door handle, a skinny figure falls through the soap bubble. The bubble contracts, then pops, dissolving in thin air. The door slams shut, cautiously touching the stone floor. The unexpected guest rises slowly to his feet. It seems that the storyteller, for it is undoubtedly him, is quite surprised. The storyteller's head swivels around in bewilderment, his hands reaching to examine everything around him. Where am I? How did I get here? Who's there? I remember the sound of that breathing. Draco, is that you? Thank the gods it is you. Where are we? And if you don't mind me asking, what brought you here? How did you get here? The storyteller listens intently to the sounds coming from the city. A good question. Judging by the demon speech I hear, we're in the abyss, correct? Then I suppose I was brought here by a portal. It was most likely activated by you. This portal must have been charmed specifically to deliver me here from wherever I may have been. I hope it will send me back the same way. You are unlikely to have charmed it this way. If you had, you wouldn't be surprised by my appearance. That means the spell was cast in the past. In my past, the one I'm looking for. I have to admit this find is quite intriguing and perplexing. This place, where are we? It's a tower, isn't it? Yes, I'm right, a tower. Why did you need this portal? Oh, this was his getaway, remember? As he was regaling the story, he had his emergency plan at the top of the tower. He had the door, or a portal that would get him out of here. Thanks to you, I now remember that in the past I was the court mage of the Lady of Shadow. It's probably then that I created this portal to conveniently travel from the abyss to Golarion. I came here looking for information about certain purple crystals, but I found you. You were looking for the heart of the tower, yes? I studied its capabilities here in Illusionera. You must have seen the socket it was placed in. Unfortunately, the details of my research are hidden from me by the gloom of oblivion. Perhaps if I laid my hands on such a crystal, I would see something else in my past. Do you know where to get one of these? Do they come from mines or maybe from the bottom of the sea? Takes out a delicate compass from his bag, the needle of which is slowly but constantly spinning. I sense the power we're looking for. My hands have touched it in the past. In the past I don't remember. I think a little divination will come in handy. I can set this little trifle to help you. Explore the caves here. When you are near the crystal, the compass will let you know. Why do you think Galfrey ordered me to the abyss? I'm not a politician or a military leader, but I've seen all sorts in my life. That's why I have some experience and know different stories. The story I'm watching now, it did not strike a chord with everyone. There are many in Dresden who are saddened by your departure for the abyss. There are even some among them who say, though in a whisper, that Galfrey was envious of her commander's glory and was in a hurry to be rid of him. That's the damn truth. But most do not think this. The majority praises the queen and expects her to lead them to new victories over the demons. It's quite possible that she will succeed. Right now, as far as I know, Galfrey is actively preparing for an advance to the west, into the heart of the Worldwound. I see. I found a page. Yes, you're right. Thank you. Find more pages. I found a page. Oh, here we go.
I'm sitting at the top of my tower. In my right hand is a goblet of warmed wine. In my left, a bark-covered notebook. I breathe in the ash floating in the air. The wine leaves the bitter taste of soot on my lips. It's been about 100 years since I returned to Golarion from the abyss. 100 years spent on research, hard work, and rare journeys. I turn the page of the notebook. The wisdom of elves and the cunning of Demon Lord Baphomet are gathered here. There is the description of how the purple crystal from 𝐿𝐴𝐵𝐵𝐿 works and my own observations about Rift Carver, Demon Lord Deskari's scythe. I know everything written in it by heart, but I keep paging through it all the same. Touching these pages makes me hopeful and strengthens my resolve. I have gathered everything I need to connect Golarion with another plane. I'm close to saving the smoldering embers of Golarion, hiding them from Earthfall. Just a little bit more, a decade or 100 years, and everything will be ready for the ritual. A cold shiver runs down my spine, and I smile. 𝐚𝐻𝐿 is trying to get into my tower again. A world of ruins presents many opportunities for a thief. Forgotten ancient treasures left by their owners are there for the taking. These objects are not so precious nowadays, but they can fetch a good price on other planes. However, my friend stubbornly continues to try and evade the protective traps of my tower. He got caught. Predictable. The tree guards safely entangled 𝐚𝐻𝐿 in their branches. You got to the third floor of the tower today, nice try. I smile, sip my wine, and turn the page of the notebook. My friend will have to wait a little while before he's released. I'll finish my wine first. The storyteller shrugs and frowns. All this started with an innocent joke when I boasted to him that my tower was now the safest place on Golarion, and he decided to prove me wrong. It's been 20 years since then, and it's become a very long-running joke. Once every few years, 𝐚𝐻𝐿 tries to get into my tower secretly and steal something from me, my precious book of research notes, or the heart of the tower, the purple crystal we got in 𝐿𝐴𝐵𝐵𝐿. I play along, truly happy every time my friend comes to visit, but deep down I start to worry. 𝐚𝐻𝐿 takes the goblet from my hands but is not in a rush to drink it. You would learn so much if you didn't sit here guarding your secrets, he says to me. I smile. Not every secret must belong to the world, my friend. Precious stones lose their shine when they pass through 100 hands. In the same way, knowledge is distorted, and truth turns into tall tales. This is why I sit in my tower guarding what I have created and what I have obtained from others. My friend only shrugs and stops talking, dissatisfied with my answer. I start to think. When did 𝐚𝐻𝐿 and I drift apart? He blames me for dragging my feet. He says I should have opened a rift to the other planes as soon as I returned to Golarion. And now it's too late, the jewels of our civilization have already perished, and soon the rest will too. He thinks we've lost and now my research is simply dangerous. I don't answer his reproaches, for they are somewhat fair. I could have tried to save Golarion 100 years ago, when 𝐂𝐻𝐿, my former lady in shadow, upheld her part of the bargain and decrypted Baphomet's notes. But instead of fulfilling the goal I set for myself, I decided to spend a little more time on research and preparation. It will take a year, I told 𝐚𝐻𝐿 back then. But after a year, I needed 2 more, and then 10 more years. The world was falling apart around me, and I still lingered. The storyteller frowns. I don't know. My actions are unclear even to myself. I seem to have burned out. I look at people surviving on Golarion and I realize I don't want to save them anymore. Who needs a handful of rabble who have already forgotten how to write, who get by with a vocabulary of 30 words?
Damn.
I haven't abandoned my idea. Oh no, I will see it through, sooner or later. It is my life's work. I can't just abandon it. But, not now. The storyteller frowns. My friend thinks that it's too late. That my experiment in merging the planes will be dangerous, for the entire universe. Who knows what consequences the merging will have on the plane I choose? What will happen if I merge Golarion with heaven and Earthfall happens to it too? Before, when Golarion civilizations were still fighting, together we could have overcome, surmounted Earthfall's consequences. But now there is no doubt that only war and death await us after we merge planes.
What changed?
I have thought about it many times. Over the years he spent in Golarion, my friend gradually lost the fire in his eyes. His opinions became more and more careful. He stopped rushing into any adventure life offered him. The storyteller sighs. He got old. We both understand that his life as a half-elf is almost over, and I still have several hundred years to live. We realize that soon we must part forever. This thought keeps us from talking like we used to and making plans for the future. 𝐚𝐻𝐿 seems distant. The storyteller is silent for a long while, subdued in his thoughts. The terrible thing is, I don't feel sad. I accept our parting as a given. I condemn myself for this but can do nothing about it. 𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐴 will leave me, and I will drink a goblet of warmed wine to remember him. And then I will return to the laboratory to continue my research. My friend has become a stranger to me. It happened. What I had been expecting for the last 10 years. What I was ready for. 𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐴, my friend, took advantage of my hospitality and stole my research notes. They contained knowledge I gathered over the years from the most dangerous sources, and I have only partially deciphered them. Some of that knowledge will now be lost forever. He didn't even leave a goodbye note, he just left, never to return. I'm standing at the top of the tower with a goblet in my hand. There is no anger, no sadness in my soul, just doomed emptiness and fatigue. I bring my lips to the wine but taste nothing. We go our separate ways from here, my former friend. I used to adore our friendship, looking for approval in your eyes. But now it has become a burden. It dried out, like a shriveled orange peel. I inhale deeply, filling my lungs, and toss the wine from the goblet. Entering the laboratory, I open a secret door and take out the real notes, not the skillfully crafted decoy I put for 𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐴. I will finish my life's work and merge the planes, even if there is no longer any point. I can't do otherwise. The storyteller runs a tired hand over his face and tries to smile. I feel exhausted suddenly, like I'm feeling the entire weight of all the years I've lived. But this is not the end of my story. I know there are secrets in my past that we are yet to uncover.
All right. So if you found anything. Radiance, really?
The storyteller touches the blade with his finger. Sadness rings in his voice. 𝐿𝐴 is doomed. Demons attacked right when we lost the protection of the Sword of Valor. My city, my bastion of hope. We built you as a symbol that the lands mutilated by the abyss could still be restored to mortals. Now you are perishing, and there is nothing I can do. We retreat, no, we flee. A frightened crowd rushes out into the night through the southern gate. They are chased by the angry howls of demons killing the last defenders of the citadel. My heart goes out to them, but I'm standing still on the wall. I am covering the retreat. Demons do not attack, they seethe around you, fall from the sky, strike from all sides at once. They can't be stopped, but they can be distracted. I run to the upper floor of the gate tower. Radiance glows with a golden light in my hands. I permit myself to close my eyes for just one heartbeat. I imagine that the soft glimmering of the sword I see through my closed eyelids is the light of the summer sun. I smile. I open my eyes and call out, "Hey, Deskari's spawn. Who wants the best trophy of the night? You know my name, 𝐻𝐿𝐴. You know how many of you I have killed with this very hand. You want to curry favor with 𝐷𝐷𝐴𝐷 or the echo of your lord. Bring them my head, if you can."
Damn.
Roaring and screaming, they rush toward me in a wave of deformed bodies and unfurled wings. The wave crashes against me, spattering my armor with bloody froth. Broken wings and chopped up bodies plummet to the foot of the tower. In the heat of battle, I see Joran's pale face down there. He looks up at me in desperation but he can't help, he's carrying 2 wounded on his shoulders. My city will fall, but my friends will survive. This is what I am fighting for. I am covering the retreat.
𝐻𝐿𝐴 was a badass.
The flow of fleeing people gradually dwindles. My armor is broken in many places, and I cannot heal my wounds anymore. The last demon I stabbed with radiance suddenly recoils, tearing the handle out of my blood-slickened hand. He flies up but falls somewhere far behind the walls, by the road being taken by those fleeing. No more golden glow in my hands. The night closes in on me, filled with shrieking, mocking demon laughter. 𝐷𝐴, I'm dying with you. Light of the sword, righteous 𝐿𝐴, accept my soul. The storyteller runs his hand along the blade with a sad smile. I know whose memory this is, I've heard about her so many times. 𝐻𝐿𝐴 was a true crusader. Touching her memories is so cleansing. The storyteller frowns and returns the sword to you. I'm afraid there are too many possible futures. They are intertwined, and I cannot single out one story from the tangle.
All right. So nothing we can do at this point. I suspect it's difficult for you to carry out your mission surrounded by enemies. I'd like to help. Unfortunately, I will not be able to bring your allies or reinforcements through this portal. Supplies, however, When I return to Golarion, I will buy some travel necessities. If you need anything, just ring this bell and I'll deliver them to you. Okay. We didn't accomplish what search for the crystal in the Illusionary mines. That's what we have to do now. Okay. So we need to get out of here.
Wherever my legs carry me.
Headband of rigorous training. Wow. Wisdom +6. Declare perfect strike 5 more times per day. That's pretty good. Okay. So now we need to get out of here. We have now covered this entire place, yes? I don't know that what we need. I can't think of... Oh, let's go talk to the storyteller. See if there's something that we can continue that. Look at storyteller turning vendor on us. Dragonfall. +4 scale mail grants its wielder a +4 insight bonus to AC against dragons. And also a +2 insight bonus on attack, damage rolls, and saving throws against dragons. Sounds cool, but it's way too specific. +5 chainmail grants its wearer +5 confidence bonus. Use your words. Competence bonus on persuasion skill checks made to intimidate. Whenever the wearer suffers 10 or more HP damage from a single ranged attack, they gain a +1 morale bonus to AC for 1 round, and their next melee attack deals an additional 2d6. Now, we got diamonds. Let's see. Nordic Welcome, Throwing Axe, Spirit Thrasher. No. Key Pool, no. Robe of Virtue. This robe grants us a +2 dodge bonus to AC and +2 competence bonus on attacks against evil enemies. Only monks. Wah, wah, wah. Crushing Presence. Headband of Charisma +6 grants the wearer an ability to push all enemies in a 15-foot area 10 feet away and suffer 1d8 plus caster level bludgeoning damage. This ability can be used 3 times per day. If the wearer of this ring has the ability to cast spells spontaneously, it grants them the ability to cast the following spells: Ice Storm, Cone of Cold, Cold Ice Strike, Ice Body, Polar Ray, and Polar Midnight. To cast a spell, wearer still needs... Whenever an ally in a 20-foot area of the wearer lands a killing blow, this belt of Constitution +4 makes the wearer's next spell extended as though the extend spell feat. It also grants the wearer +4 enhancement bonus to Wisdom. Oh, that's like the only belt that ever touches a mental stat. These gloves grant the wearer an additional 1d8 bludgeoning damage on hit with unarmed... No. Got some potions, some scrolls. Diamond dust. I want it all. Do a little bit of bulk selling there. I don't know what we would use Jade for. I've never used Jade before for a spell. I've never seen it asked for. So, interesting. I don't know. All right. That's cool though. We got some fresh materials. Everyone assume the position. All right.
Forwards? No, backwards. Backwards!
Do we just need to... Oh, we need to go down a level? Is that what we need to do? No, that's not it. I thought it was in here, but maybe... Hold on. Yeah, there it is. Oh, sorry guys. Took your bridge away. My own character's like, hey, dumbass. Well, that was cool. Gimme. So are we supposed to go to the Nexus now? Is that the mine that we're supposed to be working at? Okay. Let's find out. Yep. To the Nexus we go. Search to vibrate. The crystal should be somewhere nearby. Emits a low rumble and quivers like an impatient hound that has caught the scent of prey.
This way. Wherever my legs carry me. Forwards! No, backwards. Backwards!
Entrance to the tunnel, cleverly disguised and indistinguishable from real walls.
Trail me.
Save it.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
Something is not right here.
Belt of the Venerated Champion. +6 con belt, +2 to fort saves, and +1 insight bonus to AC against evil creatures. Wow, that's pretty good. Aha.
Close ranks. Retreat is not an option. Kneel before me.
Oh, I'm sure you get lots of crystals now. Okay, so give the crystal to the storyteller. Okay, so now we got to go back to his place. All right. Well, we are going to do that next time. Visit the storyteller. All right, guys, that is going to wrap it up for this episode. Oh, of course, for you guys, it'll just be the next episode. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for coming, hanging out. As always, I appreciate it. And until next time, you take care of yourselves out there. This is Draco Invictus saying this has been the best day of my life. See you.